Alright, what is up guys? We're back with another video. We are trying to just keep going in the middle. Alright, today we're just going to use my favorite bass lures and bass baits. So, we're going to start off with the Senko. I love Senkos because that's what I catch all my bass on. So, I like a craw color or green pumpkin. So yeah, I usually like the 4-inch ones like this because small and big bass can eat it. But sometimes I will use the bigger ones if I'm fishing a bigger body of water, or like a big pond that I know have big bass. I would use this for like where I know there's big bass and small bass, so I would just use this, just so both of them can eat it, so it has a fair share. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the second thing. There's still Senkos because I love my stick baits. It's like this color. I don't really use these ones often, but this one, I have another clear blue one, but I don't have any more. So there's this like dark blue with a little sparkle, and there's this blue and green one. So those are just stick baits. I think they're these are like 5 or 6 inches ones. So yeah, there's those. But I also like my trick worms. So I have like this green and white one. It's a green and clear with a sparkle. This is like the first one because I was just getting into these, so I just got a pack of these because I liked them. And then I got another pack of these green pumpkin ones here. It's a nice green pumpkin trick worm. I think this one is a 7-inch, if I remember right. Yeah, I think these are 7 inches or something like that. I think this is the same right here too, so that's that. I also like my speed worms because they're good for any body of water. Because I like my speed worms. This is another good bass bait that I've caught a lot of bass on. A nice chatterbait. The things about chatterbait. So as you see the dress of the bait, you want to match it of the color that's around you. See, if you have shad around you, you would use a shad color one. And if you have bluegill around you, sunnies, warmouth, and all of them, you would use like something like that color. That's what you use about, I think, jigs too. But we have a lot of creeks around us that have bluegill, so that's what I use. So coming up, we have jigs. There's a lot of crawls around us, so we use a lot of jigs and like crawl color stuff, which I have a crawl jig here. It's like a crawlish jig. I'll put like a little crawl for the trailer, but I haven't done that yet because I haven't used this exact one yet. So yeah, I had to use this one. And this is a nice crawl jig. I like my crawl jigs. And I have this like sunny color one-ish, so gotta still use that one too. I like them. And I have the black and blue one. I usually use like a one smaller than this, but this is the only one I could find because I was fishing a lake. And yeah, these are good for grassy areas and if you're going to flip in a little spot so you can just drop that down. These are really good. Yes, so I also love my crankbaits for throwing on a dam, a rocky dam, and just throwing them in general because they're good. So I got this bluegill one here. That's replicating the bluegill that's around us. And that's a pretty nice crankbait. As you can see, I use it a lot. It's wear and tear. I think I've caught a couple bass on this. So yeah. And now we have a shad color. This is a shad. It's replicating a shad. So if you were to use a bluegill one of these or a shad, you would use a shad color for the shad around you. So yeah. There's mostly bluegill around us, so I'll probably throw this more. I haven't thrown this one yet because I got it with my new Lose combo because it was came with it. So I'm probably going to give this to my brother because he lost his crankbait, so I might give that to him. But that's another reputation of a shad or a bluegill. And then I also like my lipless crankbaits. I usually use like a silver one, so the bass think it's like reflecting off their like area, their bed. So yeah, you could throw that any time of the thing because you can either let it sink down and then jig it up and it would rattle in the water, or you could just reel it in slowly you can let it drop for 1 second and then start reeling, and it would imitate like this in the water. So it would shake. It would shake like in the like that. So that's another good one. Now we're gonna be moving on to top water. One of my favorite top water lures is a popper. I had a Guggen popper, but I lost it when I was fishing a pond. These are really good for ponds, anywhere that's open and it's a cloudy day. You usually want to use top water on a cloudy day, and just like a cloudy, like about to rain maybe. So yeah, that's what you want to use, top water. This is a good top water, as you can see. So that's a popper. And then I have this frog here. It's a frog. Well, I haven't trimmed the things though, but you're supposed to trim the tail about, I'm about to show you. You want to make them uneven. So that's pretty good, I think. Like that right there. And it's going to make that bait, this topwater bait, walk better. And you can throw this on a cloudy day too. And you're going to want to throw this on pads or in between pads on the pond, on a lake. They're really good anywhere you go. They're reliable. And you gotta, I'm not good at topwater bites, but when you cast it out there and the fish will come like this and you will hook them, you have to wait a second and then give it a good hook set. But you're also opposed to, this is like a new frog that I have. Let me get a pair of pliers for you guys. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, for your topwater baits, to like make your baits more reliable so you can catch more fish. See, you're gonna want to find that hook right there. You want to find that squishy hook. You want to get pliers, and you just want to bend that hook just up, just a little bit. I'll just try to do this for you guys real quick. Give me a second now. So now those hooks are pointing up a little bit more. So when the bass comes up, it's already in its mouth, and it's in his mouth. So now you can get a better hook set, and that's that. Okay, so that's my second topwater. This is gonna be my third topwater. I like a good whopper plopper. Whopper ploppers always work. This is Trescend because just they're littler than whopper ploppers. They work for, I've caught trout on this, and sometimes you can catch trout and sometimes you can't. So this is really good for bass because it could be on a hot day, but you always really want to use topwater on a cloudy day because then all the fish are out. But you can still catch topwater fish on a sunny day. It's just going to be a little difficulter, and on a winter day. This flip thing right here, that thing is a propeller. So when it's going through the water, this will go back and forth up and keep going around, and it will make bubbles in the water, so it will wake the fish. So that's that. Okay, now we're going to be talking about, I'm going to pull out the Senko. Grab a different one. I'm going to pull out a Senko here. And there's something called a nail weight. Now, this is a nail weight. If you're not catching a lot of fish on just a normal Senko, sometimes you're going to want to try a nail weight. So what you do with a nail weight, there's little rivets in there, so you can pick how many rivets you want to go. You want to find your flat end, like if you were to Texas rig it, and you want to go in there. You're still going to wacky rig it. Hold on. Got to get another bait. And then you're still going to be wacky rigging it, and you're going to want to put this nail weight on the floppy, and the thick side. You're going to want to put it in like about 2 or 3. And then you're going to bend it off. They bend really easy. They break really easy. So now you're going to want to push, if there's any like recluding side out, you're going to push that in. So now when your wacky rig is going to be like this. When it goes down to the water, the weight end's going to go like this. It's going to go like there. Instead of usually just going to the bottom and then like that. Now this is going to go here like this. And it's going to go like that. That is a nail weight. That is what a nail weight does. Okay. So that is that. Okay, now we're going to show you a wacky rig hook. This is like a nice wacky rig or circle hook, they say. Well, that's what I use for my wacky hook. I catch a lot of bass on that. And that's, okay, I just lost the hook. But that is a wacky rig hook. That's the hook that you would make and put it in the middle so it would plop up the tails. Now we're going to teach you how to do a Texas rig. Now we are going to grab another bait. Oh, it fell on the ground. Now we're going to use this green pumpkin, and we're just going to teach you how to Texas rig. See that bend in the hook? You want to take your flat part of the bait, go in right before the bend, and then you're just going to want to take it and slide it all the way up till it turns, and then you're going to want to twist your hook, and then you're going to see the bottom of your hook right here. You're going to see the bottom right there, and then you want to measure it, and you want to put that in there, and you just want to slide it up. And there is a Texas rig. I'm going to fix it for you guys here. There's a Texas rig. Now, if you can go weightless with the Texas rig, or you can use a bullet weight. A bullet weight is just a nice weight that has like a bullet tip, and it just goes, there's a hole in the middle where you would put your line right there, and then you would pull it out, and then it would look like this on the bait. And then when you would cast it, this would go down the line, and then that would take your thing down, and then it would be like this, and then you would just plop it up with the tail. It would go crazy. And that is my favorite baits on the chatterbait. Again, you might want to use a trailer. See how I have a swim bait? You don't have to, but I think it just works a little bit better with a trailer. And I think that's that. I have a lot of other baits that I'm trying to see if they're as good as these baits that I do right now. So I think that's my video for today, and let's catch you on the next adventure, and peace out and see you later.